Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in today. I'm going to be speaking on the movie I just saw today, which was Bumblebee. I spoke about it in a video earlier, and I spoke about it last night. So, get it last night? Well, anyways, I don't want to be like super spoilerish. I know that the movie's been out for about a month, and I'm sure most of you watching this have most likely seen it. So I'm not gonna like go into like spoilerish details. So to start off, the movie, as you've all seen in the trailer, you see the war for Cybertron. You get to see some characters that we haven't really necessarily seen as they were. Of course, we got to see Ratchet in his G1 self, which was really cool. We got to see RC, Cliff Jumper. We got to see quite a few. And it was cool. It was cool to see Optimus Prime being portrayed differently than he has been in the other films. It felt like G1 Prime. And I think that this is what people wanted to begin with. I saw some comments talking about the movie where people were like, well, why did they all of a sudden just now want to do G1-esque looking character designs? And I think back to 2007, they were testing the waters. They were saying, what would work? What would the common moviegoer accept? And I think throughout the past 5 movies, there have been some people that have been on the line of like, well, I'll watch it because it's still Transformers. There's some people who will not watch it because of Michael Bay, and I guess they think Michael Bay is the devil incarnate. And then you have people like me who I appreciate the change, that it's different, and that they're transforming. Get it? You kind of see in the pattern. They're transforming how the characters look. Optimus Prime, you still recognize Optimus Prime even as a fire truck. Him being a different style of semi, which he had already been previously in some other versions. Why should that affect how someone should see the movie? Like, yes, there's some people that are like, well, they should have had him be G1. Well, the fans got something in, what was it, Dark of the Moon. Everyone wanted Prime to have a trailer, so they gave Prime a trailer. They had to make it have a purpose, like a real purpose, instead of it just being a trailer. We got to see Evasion Mode Optimus Prime in Age of Extinction, which was pretty much as close as we were going to get at that time as a G1 looking Optimus Prime. So in Bumblebee, we get that Optimus Prime. We get the overall look. The word's on the tip of my tongue right now. His aesthetics. Everything that, when you look at Optimus Prime, you recognize him right off the bat. So I appreciate that they did that in the Bumblebee movie. Bumblebee. I'm bumbling my words. Not mumbling. I ain't no SoundCloud rapper. But yes, we got to see Bumblebee in his Cybertronian mode. And for the first time, not the first time. If you want to count the first movie, him speaking, and then in when was it? The Last Night, we actually got like long parts of dialogue from Bumblebee, which was really cool. And we got to see how he loses his voice, which is different from what a lot of the prequel comics for the movies kind of states and shows. But it's fine, because I see what they're doing with this Bumblebee movie. They're taking the last 5 films, and they're kind of seeing what they can work with it. So this one kind of necessarily isn't a prequel to the first film. They're taking bits and pieces, and they're seeing what works. Like, there wasn't any artifact or anything in this film, which kind of breaks the norm, because in the first movie there was the Allspark, in the second movie there was the Shard, in the third movie there was the Pillars, in the fourth movie there was the Seed, and then he had in the Last Night there was the Staff. So this one lacked that artifact, like, ancient powerful artifact. A lot of people thought that there was going to be like energon cubes or something like that when stuff first got out talking about the movie, but there wasn't. So I don't know if that's a big spoiler. It's nothing that contributes to the story. So there's certain things in the movie that I'll spoke about. Seeing the Autobots, you get to see some really deep emotional character developments within this movie, which is kind of different. Which we've seen like emotional builds to characters in some of the other previous Transformers movies, but this one felt different. And it felt like there's things that a lot of people could connect with, and like with me, there are certain things in there that like I kind of got like a tear in my eye, because there's certain things I can relate to some of these things that's going through the minds of these characters. And mind, these are fictional characters, and they have written them so well that you're seeing it on screen, you're hearing them speak, and you yourself as a moviegoer, whether you're a Transformers fan or you're not, it reaches out to you, and it'll bring a tear to your eye. I am not kidding. It will definitely bring a tear to your eye. Other things within are we get to see some characters from some of the previous movies, and mind, this all takes place in 1987. There's a lot of cool little Easter eggs, pop culture, especially music. I noticed that music was a big part to this film, especially with Bumblebee, using the radio to talk. You get to see how everything comes to be. No pun intended. The other thing that I'd like to bring up is the past films. We've seen multiple Autobots, and unfortunately, a lot of them don't get major, screen time. There's maybe three or four that usually get a lot of screen time. Well, it was nice that they could focus on just one character, so you could get more of a world building around that character, and that character affecting other characters within the movie. So it was nice that we could focus on Bumblebee. We could kind of get a background on him, and at the same time we see things on Cybertron, the events that led him to coming to Earth, and also bringing up things from previous movies that technically in this timeline either haven't happened or won't happen. That's one thing that some people were confused about. Because one of the producers spoke about that being a prequel to the 2007 film. I could kind of see that, but there's certain events that don't really go all together. What I'm taking this Bumblebee movie as is either it's own thing, which would be also fine. Much like there's some of the X-Men movies, I kind of accept it as its own thing. Or it's a soft reboot, much like how Age of Extinction was sort of a soft reboot. Yet it still brought up stuff that took place in Dark of the Moon. Or it's just they're just completely redoing it, but they're keeping certain key elements that made the 2007 movie good. Like, in my honest opinion, the first movie was the best one. It had this sense of magic to it, this sense of wonderment. And as much as I like the other films after, they were different, but not to the point where I'm not gonna watch it because it's not the same thing. Bumblebee, I noticed, has that coming to age story, and it has that sense of discovery and wonderment and adventure that some of the other ones still had those elements, but it wasn't as prominent. Much like the first film. You got to see, Sam Witwicky discover Bumblebee, and then he realizes, there's more than meets the eye to his life. His life went from being, he was a high school kid trying to get a car, and to being someone who helped save the Earth from an alien invasion. You kind of see that in Bumblebee, except it's a different character. And I gotta say, Haley Steinfeld did a awesome job playing her character, and then just the supporting cast. John Cena did a really good job. He did a really good job as being a more like hard-headed, very stern military persona, especially someone being for Sector 7. That was really cool. You get to see. I don't know. This is a spoiler. A lot of people know Agent Simmons from Transformers 1, 2, and 3, and also he was in The Last Night. He shows up, and mind, this is 1987, so he's he's quite a younger version. So I mean, that's not much of a spoiler. I mean, it's not going to affect the story. I'm not going to give away key points. You see a lot of things develop, and for it being 1987, the state of the world that we were at, our relations with the Soviet Union were not very good. But the thing that the thing that stood out the most with that movie was the music. I mean, all those songs that played in it, I knew. In fact, I was like secretly, quietly singing along with the songs while they were playing. I recommend this movie. If you're able to see it while it's still in theaters, I would do it. If you're not able to, wait till it comes out on video. I was going to say VHS. When it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, or if you can get a digital copy of it, I'd watch it. Even if you're not like a major Transformers fan, I give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, I could give it more than a 10, but it would probably collapse and make a black hole and destroy our entire reality. So, 10 out of 10 is a very, very, very fair rating I'd give it. I heard that they're working on a second one. And also they're working on a Optimus Prime solo movie, which I don't really want to go into more of that. I'll let you guys watch all the Cybertron scenes. There was some things that I did notice that kind of stands out, is that we got triple changers, which was awesome. Last time we got a triple changer that was like known. I mean, there's some of the Decepticons and some of the other films that were like background characters that were triple changers. RC and the other, and her twins in Revenge of the Fallen were supposed to be triple changers. They were supposed to combine. They never did that. Was Drift from Age of Extinction, which we saw him become a helicopter twice. When it first showed him, and then when they went to go save Cade from the KSI facility. So to be able to see triple changers on the big screen on that level was awesome. So Mr. Knight and the production crew, tip of the hat to you guys. You guys did an awesome job. The actors, everyone that helped make that movie, down to the people doing simple stuff on the set. You guys rocked. I'm looking forward to the next Bumblebee film, and also I'm looking forward to the Bumblebee. What was it? They were talking about. The Bumblebee sequel. That's what I meant to say. The Optimus Prime solo film that they're working on, and also the Beast Wars film, which that's another thing I'm really looking forward to. As you guys may know or may not know, a couple years ago, it was in the writer's room Paramount put together. They were working on a film that Talked about Merlin and Knights of the Round Table and King Arthur. That came to be true. We were going to get an Optimus Prime movie. They were talking about that then. Talking about Bumblebee. Talking about a Beast Wars film, Pretenders, a movie that takes place in like ancient Roman or ancient Greek times. So there's a lot of things that they were talking about. Quite a few have came through, so I'm looking forward to the future of the Transformers film franchise, what they do with it. I started with them, in 2007 with the films, and by golly, I am going to stick with them until the very end. So, to quote Optimus Prime, one shall stand, one shall fall. Thank you guys for watching. Keep an eye out for future reviews, future anything on the channel. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a good night, good day, and try to get some sleep out there.